Today is expected to be another day of anger and emotion. The 2 days at the start of this week were always expected really to be the culmination of 6 weeks of protests. We've seen what happened as Palestinians headed towards the border to voice their discontent at the moving of the US Embassy to Jerusalem. Today, as you say, they mark the anniversary of the Nakba, the catastrophe, when Palestinian refugees fled their homes with the creation of the State of Israel. Two, as I said, emotive events, and every expectation is that there will be a further major protest by the barrier fence with Israel today. Israel has consistently argued during this 6 weeks of protest, and it continued to do so yesterday, that these protesters are being spurred on by Hamas, which is classed as a terrorist organisation by the EU and US, and that those people seeking to breach the fence pose a threat to people living in southern Israel. It is true that Hamas has increasingly taken the reins of the protest movement, that it was encouraging people to attend yesterday and today, that it bussed people in yesterday, etc. It's true too, for example, we're at Hamas rally last week where leadership were egging on the crowd, some of whom were young people carrying the tyres which they burn at the border, for example. But it's also true, frankly, that Hamas or no Hamas, there were likely to be protests against these issues, against the ongoing tough living conditions in Gaza. And when it comes down to it, as you've seen from the international reaction, obviously the Israelis and the US government defending the actions of the Israeli army, there's been pretty much universal condemnation from other world powers, asking the question whether live gunfire is really the best way to deal with unarmed, or at least insignificantly armed, protesters.